Mangione and Pete, I might just go down to the beach this weekend just to make sure it's still there.
It's still there, and I think a lot of people will be there with you.
Excuse to go down, right?
Lots of company for you, Patrick. Temperatures in the upper 80s tomorrow.
Last chance maybe to get down there, right, this weekend?
Yeah, definitely the last weekend of this really summer-like weather that we'll be seeing for quite a while. Live pinpoint Doppler 12 not showing any precipitation across southern New England. There is some heavier rain across northern New England, but that will be staying away from us today. We will see some of the fog and a little bit of mist this morning. I'll talk about that in just a second. But all in all, our summer-like weather will come back today, despite the fact that we're already into the first few days of autumn. Warm days and a very warm night on the way. We're talking about low temperatures only in the upper 60s, so if you have not taken the AC unit out of your window, that's a good thing for tonight. Very unsettled weather as we go into next week. We'll talk about that in just a second. First, so over Providence, we have the low clouds and a little bit of fog out there. Temperature is 63. Dew point is 58 degrees. This dew point will climb as we go throughout the afternoon, increasing that humidity. I just mentioned the fog. We have quite a bit of it, along with some low clouds over Narragansett Town Beach. Here is a live look at the beach, as Patrick was just talking about. You can see not a great start at the beach this morning, but I do think we'll eat away some of these clouds and bring out some blue sky by the afternoon. Currently 61 in Smithfield. We're 63 in New Bedford. Still in the 50s here in eastern Massachusetts. Already up to 66 in Westerly. So the clouds and the moisture still socking in southern New England right now. You can see this white swath of moisture right over the top of us, but that pushes away by this afternoon, and some drier air. You can see it right here over upstate New York. This pushes in for later on today. Speaking of later on today, let's advance that clock to that time period. Warm front pushes up to our north, and by the afternoon, this warm air will get sucked underneath this front and will be right on top of us, sending at least our inland spots into the 80s. Those winds off of the water will keep our coastal locations a little cooler. But then tomorrow, cold front approaches. That will actually change our wind direction from the land, and that will allow even our inland spots to warm up into the mid-80s. So a very warm day on the way for tomorrow, and then some big changes for Sunday. As for today, 78 by 1 o'clock in the afternoon. By 3, we're up to 81, 77 just before dinner time. A little bit of a breeze out there. Could see some gusts up to around 15 or 20 miles an hour. And given the fact that it will feel warm, the breeze might actually be a pleasant thing. 79 your high in Wickford today, so things a little cooler on the coast. But look, we only got a little bit inland to see temperatures in the mid-80s. Mid-80s, low 80s, the general rule for northern Rhode Island. 82 for Johnston, 84 Cumberland. Burrillville getting up to 84 degrees with a mix of clouds and sun. And across eastern Massachusetts, the coast will be a little cooler in the mid-70s, but inland spots getting into the low 80s. 82 in Seekonk. Out on the water, winds out of the southwest 10 to 20 knots. High tide 8:52 in the morning, low tide 2:44 in the afternoon. And once we get rid of some of the low clouds and the fog, partly sunny at the beach this afternoon. Temperatures in the mid-70s. All right, here is the latest on the tropics. This is Tropical Storm Matthew. You can see he's approaching the Yucatan Peninsula of Mexico right now. There's a very small chance he strengthens into a hurricane, but right now it looks like that will not happen. But we'll keep an eye on Matthew for you. And as we take a look at that 7-day futurecast, tomorrow 87. Big change on Sunday, partly cloudy, as some spots will only be in the 60s by Sunday afternoon, but the warmer spots getting up to around 70. Showers move in for next week. Some of those showers could be heavy at times, especially on Tuesday. Tony's in with another update tonight. Now we get an update on traffic